Ask the animals, and they will teach you. Or ask the birds of the air, and they will tell you. Speak to the earth, and it will teach you. Every one of these knows that the hand of the Lord has done this.
Hi everybody, my name is Steve, and we are here at the Lopsided Hive Homestead, and we wanted to talk to you guys today about our honeybees. And there's actually a lot of cool things you can learn about God and God's love for us from honeybees. And so I've got some helpers here who are going to teach us a little bit about the different kinds of bees and some of the tools that we use for taking care of honeybees. So why don't we start? Maybe you can tell me about what you're holding. What do you have?
This is a flame that they put all the honey in.
So that's a frame that the bees can build their wax on, and they fill it with honey or they fill it with eggs. And what do you have? Oh, cool. That's a hive tool. And that hive tool is used for helping to lift things up and to help break things open. Yeah, to lift up the frames, because when those bees build their wax and their comb, it can make it hard to open the boxes sometimes. So you need that special tool. Now, Lucy, what do you have?
I have a smoker, and it makes bees think of the fire so they eat all the honey, and then they get really tired.
Yeah, a smoker helps actually calm the bees down, but it does that kind of by tricking them, because they think that their hive is on fire. They start to eat all the honey, and then they actually get really sleepy, and so they calm down, which is kind of a funny way to calm down, by eating a lot of honey. And Milo, what do you have? What tool do you have?
A hive brush.
And what do you do with a hive brush?
To let the bees off of the frames.
Oh, if you need to look at the frame, you use that hive brush to carefully and gently brush them off. That's right. And so there's lots of tools that you use for taking care of honeybees. And there's actually different kinds of bees. Do you guys know does anybody know a different type of bee?
I do.
What kind of bee do you know about, Emmeline?
A queen bee.
A queen bee. And what's special about a queen bee?
That they lay eggs.
Oh, the queen bee is the one that lays the eggs, and she's the biggest, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And there's just one queen bee in each hive. Does anybody else know about a type of bee?
Me.
Oh, Oliver, what kind of?
A guard bee.
A guard bee? What's a guard bee do?
They stand at the front of the door, and no strange bees come in.
Oh, it helps protect the hive by standing guard at the front to make sure those other strange bees don't come in and steal their honey. What other bees do you know about, Lucy?
The nurse bees, they take care of the queen.
The bees that take care of the queen? That's right. And Milo, did you know about a type of bee too?
A drone bee.
What's the drone bee do?
Make the queen.
Oh, they're in charge of mating with the queen. And then what happens to the drone bee though at the end of each summer? Oliver, what do your guard bees do to those drone bees?
Kick them out.
They kick the drone bees out. All those boy bees get kicked out of the hive at winter time, and I guess that's just how it goes. That's right. Thank you so much for helping us learn about those different kinds of bees. You guys did a really good job, and thanks for sharing your tools. Let's open up one of these hives and we'll take a look inside.
Is one of the guard bees?
No.
Hey kids, all right, we're gonna sneak inside this hive and kind of check out what's happening with the activity of the bees right now. It is almost July, it's the end of June. It is really hot day. The bees are super busy right now collecting nectar and pollen. They're storing up for the winter. They're preparing and getting everything that they need to get. Right now, clover is their choice flower. And if you live anywhere where there's clover all over your yard, it's those pretty little white flowers that are blooming. The honeybees love those. It's a great source of food. All right, so I'm going to use my hive tool that we talked about earlier, and we're gonna pull out one of these frames and see if we can see some larvae or some eggs, and just look at these bees working.
I can see some eggs on this side.
Oh yeah. So this is a very busy hive. It is packed full of bees.
Well, I see some eggs on this side.
Yeah, and you can see these are all the nurse bees. They are taking care of the eggs and the larvae. So if you look deep inside some of these holes, you might see some little eggs or some little larvae. This brown capping on it means that the larva is as big as it's gonna get. They cap it off, and then they wait for it to change into a baby bee. And when the bee hatches out, it'll just chew that off and it'll come right out. I want you to notice around the sides here, see how it's kind of a clear capping? That's honey. And the bees have prepared honey stores for when the baby bees hatch out. It's something for them to eat. So God has created these bees to think of everything. They've got the nurse bees who take care of the eggs and the larvae, and then they cap them off, and then when they hatch out, they already have food stored for them. Let's put this one back. I want to show you another one. Besides taking care of the eggs and the larvae, they also need to, like we had said, store up for winter. So they need to be thinking about winter, even though it is the middle of summer right now.
Oh, there's 100 eggs over here.
Oh yeah, you'll see a lot. So you'll notice this frame, they're preparing, they're filling in with honey. Can you kind of see how these little cells are all shiny? That's full of the nectar. And what they do is they fill up all these little cells, and then they dry it out, and when it's perfect for honey, they'll cap it. And this is honey that's ready to go. Look at that. You could eat that up. It is sticky and sweet, made just for you.
Oh, Mama, I see some honey on this one.
Yeah. You know, honeybees are really good workers. God has made them where everybody has a job, like the kids were telling you before, and everybody sticks to their job too. They do the very best that they can, and they work. I know you've all heard the saying, busy as a bee. Well, these are some very busy bees, and they're each responsible to make this hive successful. If one of them didn't do their job, it would make more work for the other bees, or the hive would die and they wouldn't be able to survive. So they all have to work together to prepare for the winter and make sure that they have enough food that'll last them the whole winter long. Thanks for joining us today.